In this video, you will learn about the top 25 scariest books that will leave you shaking under the blanket.
Of the top 25 books that has terrified readers for decades. From haunted houses to vengeful spirits. These books will transport you to a world where the line between reality and the supernatural blurs. They have become also scary stories to tell in the dark film. And they have made them into classic, great scary films to watch. Each story is carefully woven with suspense, tension, and a sense of impending doom, ensuring that you will be on the edge of your seat with each turn of the page. These tales, crafted by masterful authors and good scary film, will send shivers down your spine and leave you sleepless in the dead of night. Prepare to encounter malevolent creatures lurking in the shadows, relentless curses that haunt generations, and unspeakable horrors that defy explanation. So, gather your courage, dim the lights. In no specific order, the first one is the master of suspense and horror. And stay till the end and we will give the most terrifying scary stories to tell in the dark book.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Dracula by Bram Stoker is a timeless Gothic horror novel that introduced the iconic character Count Dracula. The story is told through letters and diary entries, creating a sense of immediacy and realism. It begins with Jonathan Harker's journey to Transylvania, and his chilling encounter with Dracula, followed by the vampire's pursuit of Harker's friends in England. What makes Dracula particularly terrifying in the dark is its exploration of the unknown and the unknowable. Stoker's depiction of Dracula as a shadowy, predatory force taps into primal fears of the dark and the unseen. The novel also plays on Victorian anxieties about sexuality and the other, with Dracula representing a foreign and corrupting influence. The atmospheric tension, combined with the lurking dread of a creature that defies both death and morality, makes Dracula a spine-chilling story, perfect for a dark, quiet night where every creak and whisper can be imagined as the approach of the ancient Count. Frankenstein by Mary Shelley is a seminal work of Gothic horror that explores the moral and existential consequences of playing God. The novel follows Victor Frankenstein, a young scientist who, driven by ambition, creates a living being from dead body parts. As the consequences of his actions unfold, a tale of tragedy and monstrosity emerges. Shelley's narrative delves into the fear of the unknown and the consequences of tampering with the natural order. What makes Frankenstein a haunting story for the dark is the moral ambiguity surrounding the creature and the blurring of lines between creator and creation. The atmospheric descriptions, the pursuit of forbidden knowledge, and the profound themes of isolation and existential dread contribute to the novel's enduring power to unsettle and provoke deep reflection in the quiet shadows of the night. The Silence of the Lambs by Thomas Harris is a gripping psychological thriller that delves into the depths of the human psyche. The novel follows FBI trainee Clarice Starling as she seeks the help of the brilliant but incarcerated cannibalistic serial killer, Dr. Hannibal Lecter, to catch another serial killer known as Buffalo Bill. What makes this story particularly chilling in the dark is the exploration of the macabre and the twisted psychology of its characters. Harris masterfully builds suspense and a sense of dread, with Lecter's manipulative intelligence and eerie charisma creating an atmosphere of constant unease. The novel's exploration of the darker side of human nature, combined with its graphic and unsettling descriptions, make The Silence of the Lambs a hauntingly compelling tale that resonates profoundly in the silence and vulnerability of darkness. The Girl with All the Gifts by M.R. Carey is a unique and thought-provoking take on the zombie apocalypse genre. Set in a dystopian world where a fungal infection turns humans into zombie-like creatures, the story centers on Melanie, a young girl with special abilities. As the narrative unfolds, it challenges conventional notions of humanity and morality. What makes it a chilling story for the dark is its exploration of the blurred lines between monster and human, as well as the ethical dilemmas posed by survival. Carey crafts an atmosphere of tension, combining horror with a deep emotional resonance. The unsettling realization of what the title truly means adds an extra layer of horror, making it a gripping and haunting tale. Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer is a bone-chilling tale that will haunt your thoughts long after you've turned the final page. Set in the mysterious and foreboding Area X, a team of female scientists embarks on an expedition that quickly descends into madness and terror. Vandermeer's masterful storytelling weaves a sense of impending doom throughout the narrative. As the characters encounter bizarre and unsettling phenomena that defy comprehension. The eerie atmosphere, combined with the unknown and unknowable nature of Area X, creates a sense of dread that lingers, leaving readers questioning their own understanding of reality. With its enigmatic plot twists and unrelenting suspense, Annihilation is a gripping and truly scary story that will leave you questioning the boundaries of the natural world and the depths of human nature. Coraline by Neil Gaiman is a spine-tingling tale that captures the essence of a truly scary story to tell in the dark. Gaiman's masterful storytelling and vivid imagination transport readers to a sinister parallel world where Coraline, a young girl, discovers a seemingly perfect version of her own life. However, as the story unfolds, the author skillfully introduces a sense of creeping dread and malevolence that lurks beneath the surface. The other mother, with her button eyes and unnerving charm, becomes a truly terrifying antagonist.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Gaiman adeptly plays with themes of identity, isolation, and the power of bravery, creating an atmosphere of unease and suspense that will leave readers on the edge of their seats. With its dark and atmospheric tone, Coraline is a haunting tale that reminds us to be cautious of what we wish for and the dangers that may lie beyond our own reality. The Turn of the Screw by Henry James is a chilling masterpiece that has stood the test of time as a classic scary story to tell in the dark. James's exquisite prose and psychological depth create an atmosphere of mounting terror and uncertainty. The story revolves around a young governess who becomes convinced that the children she cares for are being haunted by malevolent spirits. James expertly blurs the line between reality and imagination, leaving readers questioning the true nature of the ghostly apparitions. The psychological tension is palpable as the governess becomes increasingly consumed by her fears and paranoia. The ambiguity of the narrative, coupled with the eerie atmosphere, make The Turn of the Screw a truly unsettling and haunting tale that lingers in the mind long after reading. Don't forget to subscribe. The Ring by Koji Suzuki is a bone-chilling horror novel that has become a terrifying story to tell in the dark. Suzuki's masterful storytelling and intricate plot weave a tale of supernatural horror that grips readers from the very beginning. The story revolves around a mysterious videotape that curses anyone who watches it, dooming them to a terrifying fate within 7 days. Suzuki's ability to create a sense of impending doom is unparalleled as the dread slowly escalates with each passing day. The eerie imagery, combined with the psychological terror of the curse, makes The Ring an unforgettable and deeply unsettling experience. Suzuki's skillful blend of supernatural elements and psychological horror ensures that this story continues to haunt readers long after they have turned the final page. The Road by Cormac McCarthy is a haunting and deeply unsettling story that is often mentioned as a scary tale to tell in the dark. McCarthy's stark and desolate prose paints a post-apocalyptic world where survival is a constant struggle. The story follows a father and his young son as they journey through a barren and dangerous landscape, where cannibalistic gangs roam the roads. McCarthy's depiction of the bleak and hopeless atmosphere, coupled with the constant threat of violence and starvation, creates an atmosphere of intense fear and unease. The relentless sense of dread and the moral dilemmas faced by the characters make The Road a genuinely terrifying and thought-provoking tale. McCarthy's ability to tap into the darkest aspects of human nature ensures that this story resonates deeply and remains a haunting presence in the minds of readers. World War Z by Max Brooks is a chilling and thought-provoking novel that has become a popular choice for scary storytelling. Brooks presents a post-apocalyptic world infested by hordes of ravenous zombies, offering a unique and terrifying perspective on a global epidemic. The story is told through a series of interviews with survivors from various regions, each sharing their harrowing experiences and the desperate fight for survival. Brooks's meticulous attention to detail and his exploration of the socio-political implications of a zombie outbreak make World War Z a deeply unsettling and thought-provoking read. The relentless suspense, graphic descriptions of violence, and the sense of impending doom that permeates the narrative combine to create a truly terrifying story that lingers long after the last page is turned. The Lottery and Other Stories by Shirley Jackson is a collection of unsettling and eerie tales that often find their way into scary story collections. Shirley Jackson's mastery lies in her ability to take seemingly ordinary settings and twist them into something deeply unsettling. In The Lottery, for example, a seemingly harmless village tradition takes a sinister turn, leaving readers shocked and disturbed. Jackson's stories explore themes of conformity, mob mentality, and the darkness that resides within human nature. With her atmospheric writing style, subtle foreshadowing, and the underlying sense of impending doom, Jackson creates a chilling ambience that keeps readers on edge. The psychological horror and the unexpected twists in these stories make The Lottery and Other Stories a haunting and memorable read for those seeking a truly spine-tingling experience. House of Usher by Edgar Allan Poe is a classic Gothic tale that has long been a staple in scary story collections. Poe's mastery of creating a haunting atmosphere is evident in this story.
Don't forget to subscribe.
The decaying mansion, surrounded by desolate landscapes, sets the stage for an eerie and foreboding narrative. Poe's use of vivid and macabre descriptions, coupled with his exploration of themes like madness and familial curse, adds to the unsettling nature of the story. The deteriorating mental state of the characters, the sense of impending doom, and the supernatural elements woven into the plot all contribute to the spine-chilling nature of House of Usher. Poe's ability to tap into our deepest fears and anxieties makes this story a haunting and memorable addition to the horror genre. Don't forget to subscribe. Misery by Stephen King is a bone-chilling tale that keeps readers on the edge of their seats. What makes this story truly terrifying is King's masterful portrayal of the antagonist, Annie Wilkes. Her character is a deeply disturbed and obsessive fan who holds the protagonist, Paul Sheldon, captive. King's exploration of the dark corners of obsession, manipulation, and psychological torment creates an atmosphere that is deeply unsettling. The intense psychological battle between Annie and Paul, coupled with the claustrophobic setting of the isolated cabin, adds to the sense of dread and helplessness. King's ability to tap into our fears of being trapped and at the mercy of a deranged individual makes Misery a truly terrifying story that lingers long after the book is closed. Something Wicked This Way Comes by Ray Bradbury is a chilling tale that taps into our deepest fears and captures the essence of darkness. Bradbury's skillful storytelling and evocative language create an atmosphere of impending doom and supernatural terror. The carnival that arrives in the small town serves as a sinister backdrop for the unfolding horrors that the protagonists, Jim and Will, must face. Bradbury expertly explores themes of temptation, aging, and the battle between good and evil, adding depth and complexity to the story's horror. The mysterious Mr. Dark and his diabolical carnival attractions, such as the Mirror Maze and the Dust Witch, contribute to the sense of unease and fear that permeates the narrative. Something Wicked This Way Comes is a haunting tale that reminds us of the power of darkness, and the importance of courage in the face of adversity. Pet Sematary by Stephen King is a bone-chilling tale that delves into the darkest corners of grief, loss, and the consequences of tampering with the natural order of life and death. King's ability to tap into our deepest fears and anxieties is evident in this haunting story. The concept of a burial ground that brings the dead back to life is terrifying in itself, but it is the psychological and emotional toll it takes on the characters that truly makes this story unnerving. The exploration of grief and the lengths one would go to bring a loved one back from the dead creates a sense of unease and moral dilemma. The supernatural elements, combined with the raw and relatable emotions of the characters, make Pet Sematary a truly terrifying story that lingers long after the final page is turned. Ghost Story by Peter Straub is a spine-tingling tale that masterfully weaves together elements of horror, mystery, and psychological suspense. Straub's atmospheric writing style sets the stage for a haunting narrative that grips readers from the very beginning. The story revolves around a group of friends haunted by a dark secret from their past, a secret that comes back to haunt them in the form of a malevolent supernatural entity. The slow unraveling of the mystery, coupled with the psychological torment experienced by the characters, creates an atmosphere of dread and unease. Stroud's skillful character development and intricate plotting keep readers on the edge of their seats, unable to escape the escalating terror. Ghost Story is a chilling exploration of guilt, redemption, and the unrelenting power of the past, making it a truly terrifying story to tell in the dark. The Hound of the Baskervilles by Arthur Conan Doyle is a captivating tale that combines elements of mystery, suspense, and the supernatural to create a truly chilling story. Set on the eerie moors of Dartmoor, the novel unfolds as Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson investigate the curse of the Baskerville family. The atmosphere of isolation and the unknown, amplified by the presence of a legendary demonic hound, instills a sense of primal fear. Doyle's meticulous attention to detail, coupled with his ability to craft suspenseful plot twists, keeps readers on the edge of their seats. The sinister ambience, the gothic undertones, and the underlying sense of impending doom make The Hound of the Baskervilles an unforgettable and terrifying story to tell in the dark. The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson stands as a paragon of psychological horror. The story unfolds in a reputedly haunted mansion, where a group of individuals, led by an investigator of the paranormal, gather to study its supernatural phenomena. Jackson excels in creating an atmosphere of unnerving suspense through the ambiguous nature of the events. What amplifies its terror in the dark is the way she manipulates the reader's psyche, blurring the lines between the supernatural and the psychological. The house itself, with its disorienting architecture and oppressive atmosphere, becomes a character, embodying a sense of inescapable dread. Jackson's subtle horror relies less on overt ghosts and more on the unsettling effects of fear and isolation on the human mind. This ambiguity, combined with the eerie setting, makes The Haunting of Hill House a chilling tale to recount in the shadows, where the mind can play tricks as frightening as any ghost. One of the scariest books to read in the dark, based on true events, is The Amityville Horror by Jay Anson. This chilling tale recounts the experiences of the Lutz family, who moved into a house in Amityville, New York, where a mass murder had taken place. Document the terrifying paranormal activity they encountered during their short stay. With its claims of demonic possession, eerie voices, and unexplained phenomena, the Amityville Horror taps into our deepest fears of the supernatural. The Shining, by Stephen King, is a profound exploration of psychological horror, set within the eerie confines of the Overlook Hotel. King delves deep into the psyche of Jack Torrance, a writer and recovering alcoholic, who takes a job as the off-season caretaker of the isolated hotel. The hotel's malevolent presence and haunted past gradually consume Jack, endangering his wife and young son, who possesses a psychic ability known as the Shining. What elevates this novel to a terrifying tale to be told in the dark is King's skill in blending the supernatural with the all-too-human descent into madness. The isolation and chilling environment of the Overlook Hotel create a claustrophobic atmosphere, where the line between reality and hallucination blurs. King masterfully crafts a sense of dread and suspense that builds to a harrowing climax, making The Shining not just a ghost story, but a disturbing journey into the heart of darkness within the human soul. Psycho by Robert Bloch is a psychological thriller that etched its place in horror history with its gripping exploration of madness and murder. The narrative revolves around Norman Bates, a seemingly mild-mannered young man with a disturbing relationship with his mother. The Bates Motel becomes the stage for a series of mysterious and gruesome events. Bloch's genius lies in crafting a narrative that delves into the twisted psychology of its characters, blending elements of suspense, horror, and a shocking revelation. What makes Psycho a spine-chilling story to recount in the dark is its skillful manipulation of the reader's expectations, and its portrayal of the darkness that can lurk behind seemingly ordinary facades. The suspenseful build-up and the shocking climax contribute to the enduring fear associated with this classic tale. By Stephen King by the name of It is a chilling masterpiece that weaves a tale of unspeakable horror in the small town of Derry in Maine. The story revolves around a group of friends confronting an ancient evil, manifesting as the shape-shifting entity known as Pennywise the Dancing Clown. King brilliantly captures the vulnerability of childhood and the power of fear, as the creature preys on the deepest fears of its victims. What makes the book, it? A truly scary story to tell in the dark is King's ability to blend supernatural horror with the very real terrors of adolescence, creating a narrative that resonates on both psychological and visceral levels. The unsettling atmosphere, vivid characters, and the relentless pursuit of terror make it a haunting experience that lingers in the imagination long after the book is closed. House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski is an unconventional and disorienting journey into a heart of darkness that defies the very form of traditional storytelling. The novel intertwines multiple narratives, the central one being about a family that discovers their house is impossibly larger on the inside than the outside. Danielewski's narrative is a labyrinthine puzzle, filled with footnotes and appendices, some leading to dead ends, mirroring the ever-changing corridors of the house itself. What makes House of Leaves a uniquely terrifying story for the dark is its ability to disturb on a deeply existential level. The house becomes a metaphor for an unknowable, ever-shifting universe that defies understanding. The readers, like the characters, find themselves lost in the twisting passages of the narrative, confronting the disquieting notion of an indifferent, chaotic reality. The horror arises from the existential dread and the disintegration of reality, as well as the claustrophobic, oppressive atmosphere of the house. It's a novel that not only tells a scary story, but also immerses the reader in a disconcerting, unsettling experience that challenges the very way we perceive storytelling and reality. Bird Box by Josh Malerman is a nerve-wracking tale that introduces readers to a world where the very act of seeing can be deadly. The story follows Mallory, a mother navigating a post-apocalyptic landscape where supernatural entities drive people to madness and violence upon sight. What sets Bird Box apart as a truly scary story to share in the dark is the element of sensory deprivation. The characters must navigate their surroundings blindfolded, relying solely on their other senses to survive. Malerman skillfully builds suspense, creating an atmosphere of constant tension and the fear of the unknown. The mysterious entities, never fully revealed, tap into the primal fear of the unseen and the vulnerability associated with loss of vision. As the characters grapple with the challenges of survival in a sightless world, Bird Box becomes an intense psychological thriller that plays on the deepest fears rooted in our dependence on sight, and the uncertainty of what lurks beyond our field of vision. The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty is a harrowing narrative of demonic possession that has terrified readers since its inception. The novel centers around a young girl, Regan, who begins exhibiting strange, alarming behavior, leading her mother to seek help from two priests. Blatty expertly intertwines psychological horror with theological suspense, creating a story that is as much a philosophical inquiry as it is a chilling horror tale. The terror in The Exorcist stems from the clash between the mundane world and the unknown forces of evil, making it an intensely scary story to tell in the dark. Its power lies in the stark portrayal of possession, blending the innocence of a child with the horror of an ancient demon. The visceral descriptions of Regan's transformation and the ensuing exorcism are deeply unsettling, playing on primal fears of the unknown and the uncontrollable. This novel goes beyond mere supernatural frights, probing into the mysteries of faith, the power of evil, and the human capacity to confront the darkest elements of existence. American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis is a dark and satirical exploration of the excesses of 1980s American capitalism, embodied in its protagonist, Patrick Bateman. A wealthy New York investment banker by day, Bateman's life is a whirlwind of elite social gatherings and high-end consumerism. However, beneath this veneer of success lies a deeply disturbed individual. Ellis masterfully blurs the lines between reality and Bateman's psychopathic fantasies, creating a disturbing critique of materialism and superficiality. The novel's graphic depictions of violence and Bateman's dispassionate narration are profoundly unsettling, making American Psycho a controversial yet compelling examination of the darkest corners of the human psyche. While the veracity of the events has been debated, don't forget to subscribe.